ACIM Insights, Lesson 144. Review. My mind holds only what I think with God, and there is no love but God's. The world I see holds nothing that I want. As I take the time to do this lesson this morning, I am struck by how important this practice is in readying my mind to open to God's love. Taking this time to open my mind and let it be cleared and quieted of all worldly thoughts, I receive the blessing of God's peace and joy. I see how important it is to return to the quiet place in my mind that is always there. It is only through consistent practice with opening up to the sacred place in my mind that I recognize its value. As I go throughout my day, all the worldly activities seem so important, but I am learning that nothing is more important than opening my mind to God. Nothing is more important than opening my mind to the truth of what is real. Then, when I go back to my daily activities, I can practice bringing that feeling of God's presence with me. There is nothing more important than God's love because nothing else is real. Anything that changes is part of the illusion. Within my mind, there is a sacred place that is eternal. And what is in that sacred place is what I am and what everyone is. In truth, my mind holds only what I think with God, and that is eternal. I am determined to rest in God today as I practice the hourly remembrances. The ego loves to keep the mind preoccupied with busy doings in the world. It always has a to-do list that includes more than can possibly be done in the time available. As long as I let the ego be my guide, my mind will be occupied with seeming thoughts that block my awareness of the thoughts I share with God. If I place priority on the ego's list, I shut God out and keep myself separate and alone. I don't have time to quiet my mind and become aware of the thoughts of love I share with God. All the striving and doing of the ego come from the belief that there is something I see in the world that I want. Somehow accomplishing the to-do list will get me what I want. If I look beneath the layers of form, I see that what I think these forms will offer me have something to do with specialness in some way. Specialness is the ego's substitute of God's love. Today's lesson is telling me that there is no love but God's, and that is why nothing I see in the world offers me anything I want. Specialness is an empty substitute for love. It is important that I take the time to quiet my mind and open to the awareness to the thoughts of love that I share with God. This is what I truly want. This is where I will find the only love there is in truth. This is where I remember my source. From this place of remembrance, I can return to my list of to-dos with a new perspective. No longer is the list a means of being stressed and isolated. It now becomes a means of extending love. Some things on the list may be dropped entirely, for they are seen as having no purpose. Others are given a new purpose. The form of doing may remain the same, but the content now is love. Holy Spirit, help me today to follow your lead in all my doing, that I may use every moment as an opportunity to extend love.